Hello, welcome to another episode of Making with Matt and the Fortune Teller. For this episode, you're going to need some paper. We're going to use a piece of printer paper, some scissors, some colored markers, or it could be crayons, and you're going to need some fortunes. You're going to need some quick quips, some wise words. Alternatively, instead of making a fortune teller, you could make the equivalent of what a magic 8-ball is. You know, you ask it a question, yes or no, and you get an answer. Maybe. We're going to first take the piece of paper, and we need to make it into a square. So we're going to take this piece and fold it like so. And that gives us a nice line right here. So we're going to cut that off, that piece. And we will be taking our rectangle, the original piece of paper, and making it into a square. We can save that for later. So here is our square. Now in our square we need to do a bunch of folds that will help us in just a moment. So the next fold we're going to do is across this way, basically meeting the two corners, the opposite of what we just had. And now we have an X. Okay, and we're going to do a couple more folds before we go to the next step. So we're going to fold it in half this way. Make sure you do your best to line up those edges. And once you have the edges lined up, make a crease. And it's okay if it doesn't come out perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's actually can be a little more beautiful if it's not perfect. There we go. So now we have a whole bunch of crossing folds. So we're going to take our square and we're going to make it into a smaller square by folding the corners into the middle. And we're kind of lining them up on these folds. Like so. And we're going to do that to each of the corners. Ta-da! And now we have a smaller square. We're now ready to flip it. We're gonna flip it over. Now this is gonna blow your mind! We're gonna make another square. Fold the corners in again. That's right, we're just making tinier and tinier squares, but look at this now. We've got this little pocket thing. I wonder what that's for. In our fortune teller. Fortune tellers, by the way, can be a magic 8-ball. Did I say that already? I don't know if you guys know what a magic 8-ball is. You could ask it questions. Sometimes you get a yes or a no answer, but oftentimes you get a silly, ambiguous answer. Try that word out. Ambiguous. Ambiguous. Kind of like a, what does that mean? What is that? That's ambiguous. Okay, so now we have this guy all done. And we're gonna flip it over. And now you'll notice that we've got 4 little squares. Now this is where our colored markers are gonna come in. We're gonna use the color to spell the word of the color. So this is red, so I'm gonna go R-E-D. Now, I can't tell you how confusing it would be if you made this one with the green marker. So you can do that if you want to confuse all of your people. You can say, I am the fortune teller. Who are you to question my color choices? Green. We have orange. This is a really bright orange. What does it say it is? It doesn't say the color. Well, it's orange. You probably best to use simple colors, but you don't have to. You'll see why in a moment. This is blue. Okay. Now, on the other side, did I not say you need a pencil? You could actually do this next part with your colored markers or something else. It doesn't really matter. But we're gonna flip it back over, and there's triangles. This is a triangle. This is a triangle. So we're gonna number those triangles. 1, we're gonna go around in a circle. Now, if you mess up, don't erase it. Just don't do the same number twice, because it really doesn't matter if they're in any particular order, as long as you go. I like to do this little cross thing to make it obvious that it's a 7. You'll see that with some numbers. And 8. So, that is the fortune teller. And thank you for, oh, hold on. We didn't do the fortunes. So, inside, so here is the fortune for number 7. Inside this rectangle, I mean not rectangle, silly me, triangle, you need to write the fortune. The world. Now this is not what you're gonna put. You're gonna make up your own fortunes, and they can be silly. The world is your oyster. Because what's inside an oyster? You guys know? What's inside an oyster? A pearl! So it's like saying the world's your pearl. All right, so you'll go all the way around with those. And I have, this is like those baking shows where they have all this stuff that you do, and in the oven, it's already got something that's been baked. So, and so here is the one I just did, and anyways. So I have put in all of those fortunes, so you'll have to figure out your fortunes. But now, how do I make this thing work? So you're gonna fold it in half, and this can be kind of tricky, so watch closely. You're gonna put 2 fingers under there, and then you're gonna put 2 fingers under the other side, and you kind of fold it up like that. So it looks like this. You can open it up like this, or open it up like this. In fact, practice that, because that's what you need to do. Okay, pick a color. Blue. B-L-U-E. Pick a number that you see. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I said 3. Oh, sorry, 3. Pick another number. 2. Well, they changed their voice, didn't they? So then you open up and you read. You will live long. It's always important to use a funny, strange voice when you read their fortune. You will live long. Hope you had a good time. See you next time on Making with Matt.